All right, y'all. What's up? Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan, the Knicks fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop? Hit the notification bell. What up, Nostalistic? How you doing, man? I know the loss. I know everybody talking about the loss and gave the Boston Celtics some hope. But you got to remember, this is part of my prediction. I said, we're going to take it in 6. We got, what I'm saying, we got a little beside ourselves for them 2 victories. I'm not even going to say that. So I'm not even going to say we got beside ourselves. The Knicks came out and did what they supposed to do. And you know that Boston is a good team. And you know they're going to win a game. So am I worried? No, because I predicted game 6. I said we would take this in game 6. But the thing that do have me just a little bit on the edge is the way we performed. That's my biggest issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried because I said we're going to take this in game 6. And, Boston was going to win the game. You know what I'm saying? Let's be realistic. Boston was going to win the game. So am I worried? No. But am I concerned? A little, you know what I'm saying? That's what the defense that I always talked about with Tom Thibodeau. We got to stop with the drop and coverage, that drop coverage defense and double team and everything. I think we should start some 2-3 or maybe some 3-2 zone, whatever. Something got to change in the next game. The defense definitely got to change. So I got to play our man head up. I'm gonna show a couple of videos later on in the video about the defense, but I'm not worried because I said we was going to take this in game 6. And as far as I'm concerned, we on track. You know what I'm saying? I said Boston was going to take 1 game at the Garden. You know what I'm saying? I actually said game 1. So I'm not worried. With game 1 is game 3. I'm not worried. The Knicks is going to come back, hopefully Monday night, bounce back. Brunson need to go in isolation, go into clutch mode when clutch mode is needed. You know what I'm saying? Come out, get the other guys involved. Anunoby was like a ghost. Everybody took about how he disappeared. But once again, I see people coming in. Hit that like button. I'm not worried because if you've been watching my videos, I've been telling you that this is going to go down in game 6. All right, game 6. Worst loss in playoff history for the New York Knicks. But again, game tomorrow. You know it, bro. Game tomorrow, and I'm expecting different things from this team. It's just that Thibs. It's Thibs. You know what I'm saying? Will he make adjustments that need to be made? I said it in 6, bro. You know what I'm saying? Some people was yelling Knicks in 5. I said it in 6. And we're going to get to that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Brunson have to play better, have to get everybody involved before he try to take over, or maybe he got to do the first 5 minutes. Maybe he got to just take over the game because I don't know. With Brunson, he had 27 points. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into his stats and what he shot for in a little bit. But there's some things that I think we can do to improve, especially on defense. And that's one of them is I think Precious Achiuwa should come to play more in this series. Especially to give Anunoby a rest. I think that's why Anunoby been ineffective in game 3 and ineffective in game 2. But he's playing too much defense either on Brown or even on Tatum. We seen when Precious Achiuwa came in for the few spot minutes that he did come in. I like what I seen when he was playing defense on Tatum. So I think Precious Achiuwa should get a little bit more minutes. You had the Knicks in 7. I thought you throwing me off for a second, but I thought you said game in 5, Nas. Nostalistic. I thought you said in 5. But back to Precious. Precious did show me a little bit something on defense. I'm actually thinking that he should start besides Towns. For another reason, Josh Hart, we know what Josh Hart can do. We know what he bring. He's looking a little banged up, but he's looking overwhelmed going up against Porzingis or Hartford. We need a little bit more size and that power for it. And being that if Precious Achiuwa was a start, when they do a lot of switching, the only underman size we would really have on disadvantage on the court will be Jalen Brunson. And I can live with that. You know what I'm saying? Karl Anthony Towns Got to be more aggressive. We'll get into that later. But what we noticed with that is Towns will come down, get chopped up, hit up, beat up, and when he go try to be aggressive on the other end, he's getting fouls called against him. He's gonna have to adjust. I don't know how, but he's gonna have to adjust. Boston, we knew they wasn't gonna not shoot the ball well. You see, he shot the ball 50%. Knicks shot terrible from downtown, 5 from 25. They got to shoot much better. Got to get in rhythm. Bridges, in this series, I'll be happy with like 16 to 17 points from Mikal Bridges. All I really want is his defense, you know what I'm saying, for him to stop Brown, or if he's on Brown, stop Tatum if he's on Tatum. But we have to figure out a game plan where we can keep Anunoby a little bit fresh, that Anunoby can help out on offense when Town is in that funk. When Town's getting foul trouble, we got to have another scorer on the court. Thibs is going to have to start running plays. That's one of my biggest problems that I was concerned with in this series, is that the isolation is – Boston is going to overwhelm us when we go into the isolation mode. We have to go into that mode when Jalen Brunson was hurt and the team was playing without him, when they was passing the ball around and getting everybody involved. I don't know about start Mitch. Start Mitch. Would they hack him Mitch early in the quarter? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because Boston coaching, I don't know, some people would say that work against him, but to me, it's a smart play, especially when he did the hack of Mitch in game 3 when they was up and Mitch was in the games, like, we're going to foul them. That way they cannot come back. Thibs, like I said, going to have to make some adjustments. One of my adjustments I already spoke about was bringing pressure to Chua in the game, and I would like to see Hooker Porty. I would like to see Hooker Porty and Wright. I would like to see him searching for something like we see last night. Who was it? Pritchard. Pritchard had, 20-something? Let me go back for a second. What Pritchard had? Pritchard had 23 points last night. You know what I'm saying? So Thibs is going to have to learn how to look up to his bench and have faith and confidence in other players when Brunson and Karl Towns ain't got it going. You got to get Anunoby some real rest. You know what I'm saying? So that means bringing Chua off the bench so Chua can play Tatum. Chua's 6'9". I think they'll match up very well. And Chua can play defense. So I don't understand why Chua haven't been playing in this series as much as he's been playing spot minutes. This is what Thibs is going to have to break out of the norm and bring other guys off the bench. Deuce been shaky, you're right. He been shaky. So this is when you bring in Wright. You know what I'm saying? You bring in Deuce for the first couple of minutes. Respect. You're Double D. I'm just telling you how I feel. Like, I'm not worried, but I am concerned. I don't know if you heard me say that earlier, but that's exactly how I felt. I'm not worried because I said that the Knicks would take this in game 6, but I am concerned about how we came out and performed, the lackluster performance from Brunson, Towns. I am concerned. I know Brunson put up how much points Brunson put up in that game? 27 points. Karl Towns had 21 points. But they wasn't points, like it wasn't a good performance. You know what I'm saying? The defense was lackluster. The one thing we're gonna have to do is stop trapping a lot. And I think the weak side help is gonna have to be stronger, because I don't know, man. And then drop coverage. That's what I said I wanted to talk about, because some people was talking about this one play with Towns. Give me a second. I want to bring up this video with Towns. And this is what I mean by Thibs going to have to start adjusting. Just adjust. Like here's a play with Towns in the drop coverage. I got it on slow motion, so it might take a little time to play here. You see Tatum bringing the ball up, Anunoby. A guy was saying that Anunoby was telling Towns to move up, but this is the defensive scheme that Thibs run. Drop back and drop coverage. And Tatum just took advantage of that play right there. And this is what I mean by adjusting or going to a 2-3 or 3-2 zone. Something to get Boston out of their norm. Or we can run a 1-4, you know what I'm saying? Have a man, chase Tatum around, and that man could be either Anunoby or Precious Achua, but Precious Achua got to get minutes. You know what I'm saying? He got to start matching up, you know what I'm saying? Instead of having McBride out there. McBride is a good defensive player, but that's when his offense, his offense to me and his defense go hand in hand. When he's having a bad offensive night, his defense usually suffer as well. That's talking about Deuce McBride. So when McBride is struggling, I think Wright should come out there. It's 3 players I think that can turn this series around defensively and give Karl Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby the rest that they need so that they can perform offensively. That's Precious Achua, Wright, and my man Arrow Hooker-Purdy. Because if we're going to go with the bigs, if Boston want to foul, now we got another big body in there that can defend and get rebounds, but can also hit the free throws. So they're going to go away from that hacker Mitch or hacker Shaq theory. You know what I'm saying? If you put Hooker-Purdy there, because Hooker-Purdy is 7-footer who can grab rebounds and who know how to dash to and know when to dash to the rim. That's one of the reasons why Mitchell Robinson don't get the lobs that we all want to see. That other than, let me check out what Double D saying real quick. The leader is lacking on the team. This is true. The coach isn't coaching and the captain isn't. I agree with you. And I think Brunson's going to come out, but we still have to make changes. And that's what the coach have to do. Thibs, and we know Thibs is not going to make them changes. That's the whole thing about it. Thibs is not going to make them changes. And I don't know. What to expect from Thibs tomorrow night. So I'm going to be real. I don't know what to expect, but you can't expect the same damn thing, which is insanity. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect Thibs to come out and run the same rotation. We know he's going to run the same rotation and the same defensive scheme. Trap, drop back coverage, and double team. Whoever got the ball, every defensive player eyes on the ball. Like, you hear the announcer say the Knicks got beat, but this is what the coach is coaching. The guy got the ball. You see the Knicks, 4 or 5 guys zoom in on the guy with the ball. They're killing us from threes. We know that 3-point shooting is their philosophy, and we know that they're not going to continue to keep missing the shots. So I don't understand why the Knicks or the Thibs keep running the same defensive scheme. Shake it up. Bring in some different guys. I know we run an 8-man rotation, 7-man, because Payne played 4 minutes basically in that second game, and then Thibs the bench. I want him, right now, Thibs is in a position to get the New York Knicks out of the second round, something he had not done since he became the head coach of this team. He got to go all out. Whatever working, whatever he can find, dig into the bags, whatever he can pull off the bench, he got to pull off the bench, because this game 4 is crucial. We cannot go back to Boston tied. We cannot go back 2-2. I don't care what nobody say. We cannot go back 2-2. Because if we do, I'm going to be real. I think the Knicks would be shook. I think the confidence of the team, I think we would lose the series. If we got to take game 4. Like I said, if you've been following me, you've been watching my videos, my predictions have been game 6. So we definitely need game 4. We definitely need game 4. We can go back to Boston, we can lose, but come back to the Garden and end it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, one of the worst shooting performance in the play. I ain't gonna say defeats. I meant to say defeats. We jump back to the Celtics and their shooting. We see how they shot in game 1 and 2, 15 for 60, 25%, 10 for 40, 25%. But that game 3, man, this is what I'm talking about. Thibs cannot expect, and the defensive scheme that Thibs run, it is to force teams to shoot the deep 2. I'm saying deep 2. I know it's going to be a 3, but it's the deep 2 because he's running a defensive scheme from 1990s, from the early 2000s, where the game have evolved to where everybody shoot threes. You know what I'm saying? You hear the old timers talk about getting the game back to inside, the big man, whatever the case may be. But right now, this game is all about shooting threes. And the scheme that he run, it forces you to take the long shot. So now if you got guys every day practicing the 3 all day long in the gym, that long shot, you're going to have a team shooting 50% up from downtown. So this is where I say he's gonna have to either go to the 3-2 or 2-3. You know what I'm saying? I know the 2-3. You know, you're gonna have the guys moving a little bit more, but actually at the same time, it can defend that 3 a little bit more better than double teaming, leaving man open, or forcing cat to the weak side, leaving a guy up on the strong side open for a 3. He got to do something different. You know what I'm saying? He can't come out with the same scheme. And like I said, he got to use all 3 of our big men. If you look at what Missouri doing, he's got Hartford in there, he got Porzingis in there, he got Cornette in there. That's 3 bigs. Even though I know Hartford is considered a power forward, but he plays center. So Thibs got to adjust there, because when Missouri come out with the 2 bigs on us, you always see either Josh Hart or Jalen Brunson on a 7-footer. We're not winning no games like that. This is why I'm saying we should start a true. I know people want to start Mitchell Robinson, but you got to go to the fact that, you know, we could start fouling Mitchell Robinson. It would take away out of the game. All this time I was worried about the Celtics making adjustments, intensify the defense, when I should have been concerned with the Knicks not making the proper adjustment. And you're right. And the reason why I'm not as concerned, worried, but I am concerned, because the Knicks have not played their best game yet. You know what I'm saying? I hope they saving it for game 4, and I hope they saving it for game 5. I hope we can still come out and do it in 5 games. You know what I'm saying? But the Knicks have not played a real good game. We haven't had a game that we had one of them Detroit games, even though all them games was close. So if you think about it, the Knicks haven't really been on throughout the playoffs. We ain't blow no team out yet. You know what I'm saying? Every margin been within 3 to 4 points. So unless the Knicks make some adjustments, unless Thibs make some adjustments, especially on the offensive end, defense is very important, but we got to get Brunson going, but we got to get the opposing defense to slack off him. And the only way we can do that is by getting other players involved. You know what I'm saying? Josh Hart, all right, Josh Hart got to be stop hesitating with that shot. You're either going to take the shot or you're going to drive. The 2 to 3 seconds you take the stand there, you give the Boston defense time to set up and know that, you know, you ain't going to do nothing. Now, I said I wanted to talk about the defense. I showed the drop coverage, but here I'm really with. But even all year long, another that I got for the game of defense that the Knicks stop. Look at the double team. This is what I'm talking about, the constant double. Look where Anunoby spins off of Hartford. Towns will cut over. Now, if you're going to do that, Towns should stay over in his position, because Anunoby's already spending. But the defensive scheme called for doubling the man with the ball. As long as he do this, you know what I'm saying, the Celtics going to go, the Celtics might hit 30 from 40. They might take 50 threes and hit 40 threes. Because remember, opening night, they made 29 threes. We're not stopping nobody running this scheme. And then if you look at where Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson at. But Hart is under the rim. Brown is still open for a 3. That's why you got even Hartford. Now look at this running scheme. Like, one more time. Anunoby fights over, which I applaud him. He fights over that screen. He's going to be too late, but I think if he got back, if Towns is there, but Hart already making his way, and Brown's open. This, you know what I'm saying? This is why I say the 2-3 one had to come in, or maybe a 1-4. We have to change up. All right, listening party, what adjustment did the Celtics make? The adjustment that was made was Thibs going back to what don't work. Exactly, man. I know you just coming in, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. The listening party I'm referring to. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We beat the teams that we beat this year because we are a good team. We are going to beat teams. I don't care what nobody say. We are going to beat teams. That's the point. But now we're not in the regular season. We're in the playoffs. This is where everything counts. This is where you have to adjust. You can't come back and, okay, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks got lucky them first 2 games. You know what I'm saying? They came out. Boston just fell apart. And Thibs can't expect that to happen every game. So once again, I'm going to go back to the adjustments that need to be made. We have to bring in a Chua more. If Chua is playing, Chua give Anunoby time to a real breather. Chua gives Anunoby a real breather, so that when he do come back on the court, he'll be able to put up them threes because he'll have his legs under him. I know pressure to Chua won't get in the game. Now, adding Hooker-Porty to the mix, the Knicks is going to have another big out there that can block, that can defend, but most importantly, that can hit the free throw, that if they want to go into that hacker shack moment. This is where Thibs got to adjust. I know. You know, everybody already, they all got Boston taking this. They had Boston taking this series even after the Knicks went up 2-0. So once they won that one game, man, listen, they're already counting the Knicks out. And the only people that can count the Knicks out, that can kill the Knicks, are the New York Knicks, which means the Thibs. If Thibs don't make the right adjustments for Game 4, we cannot lose Game 4. I don't agree with Stephen A. Smith a lot, but I agree with him when he said that Game 4 is crucial. It's critical. We definitely got to win this game. We cannot go back to Boston tied. Because I believe if we go back tied, I know Knicks consider himself a scrappy team, but the way Josh Hart is playing, the way Mikal Bridges is playing, I'm still going to credit his defense. I love the 2 steals he got for the victory, but the offense is not there. Anunoby is giving us everything he got, but being that he's giving us everything he got, his offense is suffering. Towns, I'm not calling Towns soft. I just call Towns, he got to adjust. He's 7-footer. He got to be more, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, more in control. He can't let Boston get him out of the game. He can't complain to the refs every moment. Josh Hart's another one. They got to get back on defense. The flopping on the floor after the calls, y'all know we're not getting the calls. Soon y'all get to the rim, you don't get the call. Your first step is to get back on defense. That's what we got to do. We got to get back on defense because we already know our defensive scheme is that predictable. Missouri already know what we're running. There's nothing changed. Like, that's the biggest problem with the New York Knicks, is that our offense is so limited. It's down to 2 guys and sometimes kick it out. And that kick out come out with 5 seconds left. Rondu, it's been a long time since I heard from you, Rondu. The Celtics were still favored that's why I just said, when we was 2 up, I don't know if it was a delay, but even when we was 2 games up, the Celtics were still a favorite. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? If the Knicks lose this game, the next game, they you might as well say they won the series, Celtic, that is. I tried to give Tom Thibodeau the fair shake. We won 2 games. I said we got through the Detroit series. You know what I'm saying? I said, okay, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he's reverting back to regular season Tom Thibodeau, which is playoff Tom Thibodeau, which is who he is as a coach. You have to make the adjustments this game, or the New York Knicks is done. You know what I'm saying? 25-point lead. We can't have Pritchard come out scoring 23 points. Tatum had 22 points. We only had 3 guys, and 4 guys in double digits. But come on, the points. Look at Tatum, 22, Brown, 19, White, 17. And then the thing that I'm a little concerned me with Boston is that Porzingis, I know they're talking about the illness and he's been suffering through all year. So some games he might be 100% or 90%, but he haven't had that breakout game. So I'm worried right there. That's what had me concerned, because if you look at Boston, some guys haven't got it going on. You look at the New York Knicks, it's like our whole team haven't got it going on. We're too busy on defense. We're too busy playing defense and not enough offense. And I don't mean that in the game. I just mean by the guys not loosening up. It's like Game 3, we was too tight, and we're not supposed to have been tight. That game was where we supposed to have played free. Because even if we lost that game, okay, I wouldn't mind we lost that game by 5 points, maybe 6 points. But 25 points, come on, man. That's why I'm saying I'm a little concerned of the performance that the New York Knicks gave us, you know what I'm saying, Saturday. And then one can say, history always served that, say that the New York Knicks did not play well in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? If you were one of them type of people that wanted to try to go with anything to give your team an edge, you can, or give an excuse really, you can say that. But let's be real, the Knicks was outplayed. We all knew that Boston was going to have keep shooting as bad as they've been shooting in the first two games. Thibs needed to adjust for that. And my adjustment is bring a Chua off the bench. And when they want to go into the hacker shack, bring it Hooker Porty. Get right in there. Because if you look at me, I like to compare Wright to actually the Holiday. You know what I'm saying? They're not a mirror image, but you got that size in there and that defensive intensity. And Wright can hit a three. And he's a veteran. And I think he will have more control than what McBride is giving us. Payne is a loose cannon. I'm going to be real with you. I would like to see Payne come in because he can be a spark, but he's a loose cannon. You don't know what you're going to get from Payne. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're going to get the tenacity, but you might get the bumbleheaded, the boneheaded mistakes with Payne. But ever since Wright, we got him, and every time Thibs gave him playing time, I mean, consistent, meaningful playing minutes, he showed to be a real professional. Got the team in and out of the offense well, defended his man, kept the guy out of the paint. You know what I'm saying? It's just been the scheme that gets our players into trouble. Let's be real. The ball moves faster than the feet, and if Thibs going to double team everybody, whoever touched the ball, we double, triple team. There's always going to be one or two men open. And that's the realistic, that's just real, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing we can do about that. And this when I say we have to go to either 2-3 or 3-2 zone or maybe a 1-4. We have to try something different, you know what I'm saying? Forcing the man to the weak side is not getting it right now. The drop coverage is not getting it. It's leaving up guys open for three. Well, everything we're doing is leaving guys open for the three-point shot, which I said earlier that if we was playing in 1982, 1999 or 2001 would be good because guys wasn't perfecting that three-point shooting as well as they shooting today. You know, your average player in the league is shooting 30% from downtown. So come on, Thibs, you know what I'm saying? Step into the millennium or whatever century, whatever we got to do to win this game, you got to step it up because we need game 4. Double D, I already know that, bro. We gave him too much confidence in this loss right now. This defeat gave Boston the confidence because they only lost the game 2 and 1 and 2 because of their arrogance, of the overconfidence. Now what we did, you know what I'm saying, we had them. If we won game 3, which I'm gonna be real, this is why I say I'm not concerned because I predicted the New York Knicks would lose 1 game at the Garden. So this is why I say I'm not worried, but I am concerned, and I know it's contradicting, but that's just how I feel. You know, I'm concerned about the offense, but I have a feeling that Brunson's going to snap out of it. I know 27 points is nothing to sniff at. Towns 21 points, but they're garbage points. You know what I'm saying? Unless they get these other guys, we got to get other guys scoring in double digits. We got to get somebody else, another guy. We got to have 3 guys scoring in 20. If we're going to win game 4, Anunoby or Mikal Bridges or McBride have to score within 20. We need a 25 burger from Karl Anthony Towns and 28, maybe 27, maybe 30 points from Brunson. This is the only way we guarantee to win game 4, and we need a defensive scheme that's going to hold the Boston Celtics to a low percentage shooting from the 3. They can't have a guy 6 feet away from them while they shooting 3 points. They can't. We won't win game 4. We won't. You know what I'm saying? Mitchell Robinson can't be in there at the crucial times of the game. If we tied and he can't be in there. This is when you got to bring Hooker Porty in there. This is what I mean by making adjustments. If you're not going to bring Hooker Porty in there, then you got to bring Precious Achiuwa in there. And I would like to see Precious Achiuwa start. For those that just came in, I talked about Precious Achiuwa starting because I think when you start switching, the only person that would be a disadvantage now that we got Precious Achiuwa start would be Brunson. So most likely we would have Brunson that could fall on Derek White. But if you got Precious Achiuwa on there, we got a 70 to 80% chance that it's either going to be Bridges, Anunoby, or Achiuwa holding even Brown or Tatum when they start doing the switching, or even Towns. And Towns worry me when he get on them because, 7-footer Mitchell Robinson. You see what Pritchard did to Mitchell Robinson. So this is when I say go to the 2-3 or 3-2 zone. That way our bigs is not getting too, on placed on the smaller guards out in Bubbles land, way out there by the perimeter where they can break our bigs down and go to the hole. We'll have our bigs closer to the rim for protection and rebounds. I mean, they're going to have to move their feet a little bit more in the zone, but at the same time, it gives us a lot more rim protection, and it gives us a little bit more better chances on the offensive rebounds, as well as the defensive rebounds. So Thibs going to have to step it up. He's going to have to start making the necessary changes that he need to be made, and I think he's going to have to expand the bench. He definitely have to expand the bench. You know what I'm saying? We're playing 8 guys. He's going to have to take it to 10. And if that's not working, you got to take it to 11. You got to take it to 12. And what I mean, what he's going to do, he's going to have to search. He's going to have to go to the bench so he finds a spark. No, we don't have to bring in our, Tyler the Creator yet. He's still young. We're not that far into the bench. But I would like to see Wright. I would like to see Shamit. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see do some digging. You know what I'm saying? That's how teams beat other teams. Like Pritchard came out, he had a good night, and I know you can say that Pritchard is the 6th man of the year. He deserved the minutes that he's getting, but the coach had to have trust in him for him to become the 6th man of the year, and that's what Thibs didn't have in our bench. And I know we've been watching and wanting McBride to be that guy for us to come off the bench, but he's not. And then Thibs should have recognized that way back earlier in the season, so that we can have a go-to guy, a real go-to guy. And this guy's on the bench right now. I know they're waiting for their touch. And I know Shamit might be a liability on defense, but if we go into that 2 or 3 zone, that can kind of, hide that, mask his defensive disabilities. You know what I'm saying? Some. But it would give us another offensive threat on the court. It would give us, give Celtics somebody to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Somebody they have to play defense on. Because Josh Hart, they give Josh Hart 6 feet. They give Josh Hart 12 feet away from the basket. They dare Josh Hart to shoot. You know what I'm saying? For all the good he do on the rim, on the boards and everything, he's a liability on offense. Don't get me wrong, I'm 100,000,000% diehard Knicks fan, lawyers, but my eyes see what I see. Changes. We all see it, Double D. We all see it. Changes have to be made. And if it ain't made in game 4, and like you said earlier, we lose game 4, we done. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would like to see the Knicks come back, miracle, game 7. But I'm predicting game 6. And if we go to game 7, it'll be done. You know what I'm saying? And they're already talking about Celtics in game 6. So, I mean, I don't know, man. The Knicks got to step it up. The Knicks really got to step it up. We got to win tomorrow's night game. Is a must. You know what I'm saying? I predicted in my last video that the Celtics would take one game. I said we're going to win this in 6. I'm still there, y'all. I'm still there because the Knicks is still going to what I predicted. And because Brunson haven't had that type of game, we know he's capable of having. Towns, well, to me, what's up? We got somebody, Ningo Storm me. Did you see how Cat is about to play with a... That could, I even think about that, you know what I'm saying? And, I mean, this is why Thibs going to have to make some adjustments, you know what I'm saying? You just brought that to my attention. I didn't even know his finger was broken. I'm going to be real, you know what I'm saying? There's no gaslighting on this channel. It's something I missed. I didn't read today. It come. I know I see him grabbing at the hand. I didn't read reports, you know what I'm saying? Busy with mother. Oh, excuse me. According to analytics, I don't have that many female watchers, but I do have some. So for those that do watch, I want to say Happy Mother's Day. And I apologize for saying it so late into the show. So I'll say it one more time. To all my female viewers, Happy Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, like I said, I was busy with the Mother Day festivals, getting things ready, doing the things. I got, mother, sisters, I got daughter. So, doing all the Mother Days things, so I didn't get to read some reports, and I wanted to get this video out. Doing these videos, I'm gonna be real, it's not easy, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's not really easy. It's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? So actually recording them is more work than doing live. So this is why excuse me, I started doing live because it's more easier to do lives than do recordings. Too much editing. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? All right. You know what I'm saying? But game 4 is a must. You know what I'm saying? I want to do a poll next time. Actually, I'm thinking about I want to do a call-in, a show where I can have my viewers come on, because I would really love to hear your opinions other than a comment. I would like to give y'all each 5 minutes to come on and give your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Have the spotlight. All right, but with that being said, y'all already know what I'm about to say. I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.